What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the fourth episode of the ALMD podcast. We are excited to be back. It's been a while,
It
hasn't it?
has been a while. It's been
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah, it's been a while. We were, trying to can do this consistently every week, and we had a little bit of issues come up with. You had a wisdom teeth surgery.
I did. I have four less teeth now than our previous recording.
Yep. So if he sounds a little different, it's
A
because of
little
his
bit
teeth.
lighter.
But anyway, it's that we weren't able to record when he was having that. He had his face all big and
Yeah.
swollen.
I couldn't
We're gonna
talk.
we're putting those pictures. We're gonna
I'm not
cue the
putting the pictures
pictures.
in.
Cue
I'm
the
the
picture.
editor. I'm not putting the pictures in.
So that happened, and then I was away out of town for work for a while. So, but now we're back, and
We're
it
back.
kind of worked out that this was the time that this happened because there really wasn't too much gaming news that happened that we missed.
Not a whole ton.
No, so it's good to be back, and even today, in terms of gaming news, it's been kind of light.
It has.
So this might be a shorter podcast, but we just wanted to get back in front of you guys, record. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And also, if you haven't noticed,
We have a
we
new
we
setup,
changed the
guys.
setup a little bit.
Yeah. So no more couch with our Star Wars picture behind it. Now it's over here. I rearranged the area because this doubles as my gaming setup.
Yep.
So I got myself a new desk. Went ahead and built that, rearranged the entire area. So now we got a little bit more room. I feel like it's a better setup than what we had previously.
Well, it looks good. We're able to put some new things in front. We've
We got
got the
we got a couple decorations now. We got the Wings of Freedom from Attack on Titan right
yep,
there.
great show if you guys haven't checked it out.
Amazing show, one of the best.
Yep. We've got some 3D models here. This is
Yeah, so
the
those
Star
are
Destroyer.
a couple things that I 3D printed.
Yep. So we're able to do that, and we can mix it up with stuff here. So we're a big fan of it, and then we can even put things on the monitors
We could.
if we want to. Right now they're blacked out, but
Yeah, in the future we can do like a little like screen capture of whatever we want to show off, do a quick segment if we wanted to,
yeah.
and then just put our face cam right up top.
Yep. So we were really happy with this new setup, and we think it suits us well. So, but anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We're just gonna start to get into the podcast. If you guys
Yeah.
do enjoy it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below so we can hear you guys' thoughts on some of the topics we talk about. Some of them are not really controversial today,
No.
but they are kind of interesting what we talk about. And one of the first things we want to talk about was probably the biggest gaming, really just pop culture news
Yeah.
in
It's
general
big in general right now.
because it's a TV show and based on a video game, but Fallout.
Fallout.
Uh, it is really a huge show right now, and a lot of gaming news has been talking about it. And Fallout just had a sale because it was so popular. You missed the
I did.
purchase.
I missed a sale. I've had New Vegas for a few years. I just haven't really gotten to play it.
Yep.
But after this, I'm definitely gonna go back and play it. I need to watch the show as well, because it's on Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Okay, yeah. So I need to watch that, and then probably at some point if I really like it, I finish it. New Vegas, I'll probably buy Fallout 4.
Yeah, it's been a big success. I just bought Fallout 4. I actually have never played it, but I know it's extremely popular.
Yeah, Fallout's been a big series
Oh, of
for a
course.
while.
Yeah. And I think it was a good choice for this game series in particular to become a show. And I
Yeah.
think overall, recently, like the gaming industry that's moved over to TV, they've done a good job in selecting which games they want to bring over.
Yes.
Like Last of Us was a great show, and it
I
was
haven't watched it.
well, it was a good show. But
I think I've seen an episode or two and I liked it.
but regardless, like even though you haven't seen it, you can see how that story would translate well into a one season show.
Well, yeah, because you already got The Walking Dead that's been on forever.
Yeah, of course.
So,
It's a
a
different
video
take
game
on
that
it.
follows a somewhat similar storyline, I think would be pretty popular.
It's extremely similar.
Yeah.
Well, but it's just the different things you run into in the game set
Yeah,
up for good
it's
episodes.
same like zombie survival type of story.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And Fallout, I think, is a good choice. Again, I haven't played it, but it's interesting. I know the general idea of the story of like you're in the Fallout. It's post like atomic.
post-atomic war.
Yeah. So that's what's really hot right now in these TV shows is like these futuristic, not really futuristic, but like dystopian kind of societies that are different and it's a different way people are thinking post-war, something like that. So I think it was a good choice by Amazon Prime to choose this particular video game series to make the show on.
Yeah.
So I'd like to watch it. I can't decide if I want to play the game first or watch the show.
I'll probably watch the show first and then get into the game? Because I assume it's probably like what 40, 50, 60 minute long episodes.
I think so. I think it's only 8 episodes.
Only 8 episodes.
Yeah, in like 40-minute spans.
Yeah, that's what Amazon Prime usually likes to do with their shows. Like, actually, something we're gonna bring up later, Invincible. They
Yep.
also have 8 episodes per season. 2 seasons out right now, and
Did the
then
second season come out?
yeah, it's done now.
Oh, okay.
And then The Boys, another one of their TV shows, which I love. Season 4 is coming out in June. I want to say that they do 8 episodes for those as well.
The Boys is about the superheroes, right?
Yeah, it's like a more realistic take on superheroes because uh they're very put into like a company.
Yeah, they're like sponsored, right?
Yeah, they're like big sponsors for one company, and like
Mm.
a bunch of shady stuff goes on in the background.
Yeah, I've heard about that. There's the new what's the show called?
Gen V.
Gen V?
Yep.
That's what it's called? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard about that. And my buddies told me about it. Said it's like just about a school of like kind of like X-Men or something.
A little bit like X Men. Yeah, it's like a school specifically for people that have powers.
Gotcha.
So it's basically like a high school, but for people with powers.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll give that a try. We've gotten a little off topic, but
A little bit off
Fallout,
topic.
Amazon did a good choice bringing it
Yes,
in.
I've heard pretty good stuff.
Yeah, and the Steam sales have showed. I mean,
Yes,
I'm pretty
like
sure
$5.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Fallout 4 was like the third highest sold game last week.
Probably doesn't
So
surprise me.
no, not at all. Especially with the hype around the show, the perfect time for the sale to come out. It's only $5, and even now it's only $20. Fallout.
Yeah,
I
20
would,
bucks, not that much.
I guess I'm not like as into the Fallout community, but I would say Fallout 4 was the one I heard the most about, just kind of being on the outside. One game of
Yeah,
the year, right?
it might have. Yeah, because it has a Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, I don't think not every game that like doesn't Spider-Man have a game of the year edition?
It might.
But it didn't win game of the year,
No,
which is just stupid.
I don't know.
It
Maybe
must
it
have
did.
won
Maybe
game of the year in some side
I don't think
thing.
it won anything actually.
Really?
Yeah.
The original Spider-Man?
No, not the original Spider-Man, but Spider-Man 2.
Well, that
Unfortunately,
didn't win anything. That's for
that
sure.
didn't win anything,
I
which
still
is
haven't played that.
ridiculous. It's great.
I gotta play it. I don't have a PlayStation anymore.
It's true. You sold it
Well, when it comes out on Steam eventually, I actually wonder when it's
a
gonna
few
come out.
years down the line, probably.
Generally, they come out a year or two later.
Yeah,
Generally, so I gotta get that. I gotta play it. It looks like it's a great game.
it's a fantastic game. I love it.
Um, anyway, that was kind of our little blurb on Fallout, and we kind of we kind of inferred it or foreshadowed it. But the next thing we want to talk about was the sort of recent success that video games have had with movies and TV shows.
Mhm.
Because historically, there was a lot of old, very poor video game movies.
Yes.
And now, it's like there's a lot of success. Last of Us was huge for HBO. Fallout seems like it's a big success for Amazon Prime, even though we haven't watched it. The Mario movie, I'm pretty sure it was the biggest box office animated movie like
Might
weekend.
have been. Yeah, weekend at least.
I mean, it was extremely popular, right?
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It wasn't great, but it was a good
Yeah, it's
movie.
kind of hard to do a Mario movie. I would
Exactly.
say.
But they nailed it.
Yeah,
They
they
definitely
did.
did good.
I would say that everything you need in a Mario movie was in that movie.
Yeah. So there was that, and then Sonic is probably the biggest. As crazy as it sounds, it's probably the biggest.
It's the biggest video game movie.
Well, like
I think.
series.
Yeah, like series.
It's only 2 movies, but
About to be 3.
yeah, they're gonna make a third one with, and they just released the voice actor.
For Shadow, yeah, Keanu Reeves, which is an interesting choice, I would say.
You were a little upset when
I
you heard
was
about it.
not necessarily upset after, hearing some voice clips and stuff. I'm like, all right, there's potential here. I just think other people might have been a better fit.
I know you want to Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen would have been a pretty cool choice. It was either him I wanted or I wanted the original voice actor for Shadow, David Humphrey.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been
He,
amazing.
the voice actor from Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes,
Yeah, that would have been great.
I thought he's probably my favorite voice for Shadow.
Does anybody else even voice Shadow?
Yeah. So David Humphrey voiced him for 2 games, I think,
Oh,
and then they recast both Sonic and Shadow, and Jason Griffith voiced both Sonic and Shadow.
oh, really?
So he did that for years, and then they recast again when they did Sonic Colors. I want to say is when
Oh,
they brought
okay.
Roger Craig Smith on to do
Sonic
Sonic.
Colors is the one you said was really good, right? Or is that
It-
Generations?
Generations, and I would say is better than Colors, but Colors is also a good game.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, Generations is the one I want to try, I think.
Generations was good.
Yeah, I'd like to try that
Don't
game.
get Colors Ultimate though,
Why?
because it's not good.
Why?
It's like a reimagining. I would say it's not like a remake of
So,
Sonic Colors, but
so Sonic Colors is good, but the remake is bad?
yes,
How is that possible? Well, I guess maybe they work together with the Star Wars Battlefront remakers
maybe
because that was bad.
that was terrible.
How do you only release 3 servers?
I don't know. I don't know
Oh
anything.
my gosh, it doesn't even matter.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
even matter. But that's good news about the Sonic movie.
Yes,
How they've, you know, Keanu Reeves is still a big actor.
huge actor. He's a very good actor.
I'm really excited about the Sonic movie. It comes out in December, right?
December of this year. Yeah,
That's just crazy.
I know, dude. It's so quick.
I feel like the last movie came out like 2 years ago, maybe three.
It's about to hit 2 years, I think.
That's nuts. I remember we watched Sonic 1 during COVID
Yes.
over
Oh my gosh.
Oculus,
Over Oculus. We watched it on, what is it called? Big screen?
big screen.
Big screen. We watched it in a in a VR theater.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar, big screen is something you can have via Oculus where it kind of puts you and your friends.
Like a
I think they
it's in
even
like a
have
movie
like
theater.
public chats,
They do. They have public servers that you
which
can
is
join.
crazy, but during COVID, we couldn't hang out, us and our friends.
We watched the season 7 of Clone Wars on
Yeah,
that
we
too.
watched the whole or at least just the last arc, the
Yes.
Siege of Mandalore
I think we
arc,
watched the last arc
all
together.
together, us and our friends on the VR headset
Yeah.
in our whatever big screen,
Hmm.
which is what it's basically you're just in a movie theater. And there's
Yeah.
other dumb stuff you can throw
Gosh, we would be up
popcorn.
at like 3:30 in the morning watching those because that's
That
when they
is when
came
we
out.
started watching Sonic
Yeah. We
because
started
I
watching
had
Sonic
never
at like
seen
3,
Sonic,
3 in the morning.
and you were like, oh, let's just watch it. We got nothing going on
Well, yeah,
tomorrow. It was
because
during
I think
COVID.
you and me were just the ones staying up, and I was like, "Oh, you seen the Sonic movie?" You were like, "No." I was like, "Wanna watch it?" You're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah."
Then afterward,
Oh my
we
gosh, we went on
watched
Rocket
we
League.
played Rocket
We
League at
played
like 6
Rocket League
a.m.
till like 7 in the morning.
and then
Oh
we
my
went to bed.
gosh. Yeah, we got pretty slap happy during that.
COVID was an interesting time.
Interesting time.
It was quite the time to be a freshman in college.
Yeah,
So
it was an interesting time to be at that age.
yeah, during COVID.
I'm glad that we experienced it, but I hope it doesn't happen again.
Well, of course not.
Yeah,
But that was
it was a
okay.
cool time.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. That was a real sidebar
It
about
was.
Sonic. Oh my gosh. Anyway, if you guys have an Oculus headset, you should check out Big Screen.
Check out Big Screen, yeah.
I mean, it's obviously better to get together with your friends,
Yeah.
but
I think they even host stuff themselves, like it's like they have like um certain movies that they screen themselves and you can just join a public lobby. So it's not like, somebody just uh watching a random movie and you can just join in.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can
that's
see the
private.
listings of movies that are playing. So it's
Yep.
basically like a virtual movie theater,
Yeah, which is really cool for free.
which is sweet. Yeah,
Totally
for
free.
free. So it's
So
not going to be anything like recent, really.
yeah.
At least
So
not super recent.
unless they've upgraded.
Maybe.
There's that VR game. I think it's just called Poker, VR Poker Stars or
Yeah.
something like that. Uh, now you can play with real money on there.
Really?
I think so. That I when
I have seen stuff about that.
yeah, it's almost basically just a virtual VR casino, which
That's bad.
that's crazy.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, we play on our phone.
I mean, yeah, but if you have a
I'd
gambling
rather just
addiction,
go
I'd rather just go.
because the casino's a fun time.
Well, yeah, and then I can see my money dissipate in real time
Yeah, in
instead of
real life,
virtually,
and this.
and then I can be twice as upset about it.
Well, realistically, if you are there and you're losing the cat, like you see the cash go, it
Yeah,
feels differently than you just
feels
see
way
your
different
number
than
going
just
down.
deposit amount.
Yeah. So, all right, we've gotten a little off topic
Yeah,
from
how do we
video
the
games. Of
casino?
how
The virtual casinos.
how do we get there? This is a video, guys. This is a video game podcast.
It is a video game podcast, I swear. We were
Uh,
talking about VR a second ago.
yep. So it's kind of nuts. Is anything going on in VR right
I
now?
think the most recent thing in VR is it's not even technically VR, it's just the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's like AR.
Yeah, it's AR.
Yeah, because
I don't like it
I've
that
seen.
much.
Actually, maybe we'll use this as an opportunity to jump back into what we planned on talking about. I saw something. If you guys aren't familiar, it's called the Delta app. The
Yes.
so yeah, I think it's just called Delta.
Yeah.
It is an app now that you can download on your phone or iPad, And basically it is used to stream or emulate old Game Boy Advance. I think Game Boy
I think you
Advance
can
and
do Game Boy,
DS.
Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games
Oh,
right
so it's
now.
basically just a GBA
I
emulator.
think it's just a GBA emulator right
Okay,
now.
yeah. So basically, you can do that, and it's come a long way since uh, we were kids and we had to download it
We were in
on
middle school. We had to
Safari.
go. I remember we would have to go on iemulators.com.
Yep.
You'd have to scroll down, find the most recent version of GBA for iOS.
Yeah.
You'd have to download it. Then you could download the ROM on a separate website,
hmm
and then you could load it.
And
And
then it
they
would
would take it
crash in
down.
like two
They would
weeks.
take it down. They would take it down. It was the most infuriating thing.
Yeah. So now that they have an actual app, it's pretty cool that it's. I don't even know if it's legal, but it's got to be, right?
Nintendo hasn't said anything yet, I don't think.
I don't think Nintendo cares so much about the older old games because they're not making any money on those anymore. Everything that's sold is all secondary market
Yeah,
because they don't make them anymore. They care more about like because we talked about in the last
Yuzu,
podcast they shut down. Yeah, they shut down Yuzu
because that was people were playing Tears of the Kingdom on that.
exactly, and they still want to sell copies of that game,
Yeah,
which makes sense.
yeah.
Anyway, the whole reason I brought it up is because that Apple glass, what's
You
it
could
called? Air glass, air
Apple Vision Pro, I want to say it's
Apple
called.
Vision Pro.
You can
You can
technically
play
play it
Delta
on
on there.
there.
I saw some
That's
people.
so cool, though.
I saw people commenting like nothing like buying a $3,000 AR headset.
Just to play a Game Boy Advance game
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
go, which you were already doing in the first
Exactly on your
place.
phone. So that's the reason why I was able to bring it back in. But that is a pretty cool thing though.
Yeah,
This
I
Delta
mean,
app.
personally, I wouldn't walk down the street wearing that thing because someone could just yank it off you.
I don't really understand the whole point of it.
I don't
Like
either. I don't get it.
even okay, even if you can work on it, I feel like it'd be weird to type like this. How does it
Yeah,
know
you gotta
what you're
walk down the
pressing?
street going like that, having a bunch of people look at you like you're an idiot.
Also, it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it's super dangerous. You're gonna be distracted. Someone could walk, get hit by a car.
I think it's meant to be for work. I've
It's
seen.
it's
I think
probably
it
meant
was
to be
the
for
Apple
work.
thing where like on the desk, like they like with the VR or whatever
They
the
got like a
AR, there's
virtual
like a
keyboard.
piano and you could play.
Yeah,
But wouldn't I don't know. It just seems interesting. I gotta try it. I gotta try it. I'm not gonna buy it.
I'm not gonna buy it. That's for
Heck
sure.
no. But somebody
I think
will
it's like
buy it and I'll
fifteen
just
hundred
borrow it.
bucks.
I think it's a lot more. I don't
It's like
know.
3 grand.
I don't know what it is.
Could be. I don't
Either
know.
way, it's out of our price range.
It is. Well,
So
not even out of my price range. I just don't want to get it.
yeah, it's not important.
It's not. I already have an Oculus.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
else do I need that for? Everything else I can do on my phone.
I mean, we don't even really use that as much anymore.
No, we gotta get back into it though, or I gotta get back into it. Cause like there are good games out for VR. I just haven't played them yet. Like I gotta finish Half-Life Alyx,
Yeah,
which is a good game.
that
And
was one of the
then
best like story games for VR.
yeah, and then I gotta
They
finish.
gotta release more of those.
They do.
Like those are what I think is going to take VR to the next level. Those type of games because you've already got good games like Beat Saber.
Hmm.
Uh, what's that game? Super Hot.
Super hot. Yeah, that's a good
Super
one.
popular game, and I don't know if you have it. It's a game called Pistol Whip. It's a fun game.
I've not had that.
It's it's like whatever. Like you're going through this mission, and it's to a song, and you have this gun.
Oh, okay.
It you're shooting people, but it's like a lot of intense. Like people come out of nowhere, and you got to duck and stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, that game's fun. And then
Game.
there's
It's another game I like that's like that. It's a parkour game,
okay.
but you also have combat with like a pistol and you can like punch people and stuff called Stride.
Oh, you've told me about that.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I've followed it for like a couple years now, and they've done like a lot of updates and everything.
Don't you
Uh,
have to like to
yeah, so
jump?
like you actually run, and then you gotta throw your hands up to jump,
Yeah.
and then you can also like crouch, like slow down time and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got people shooting at you too. They got like an arena mode, multiplayer mode, which I played, which is sick. They got like an infection mode,
Yeah.
which is basically just infection from like Call of Duty,
That's pretty sweet.
but it's like it's VR
You try and
tag.
run away.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's sick. And then they also got endless mode, which is you just go on like a randomly generated track and it's endless. You go until you die.
So it's kind of like something like a temple run where it
Yeah.
never ends. And
So
you try and
a
get to
lot
the
of
high score.
people I've heard a lot of people compare it to I don't think either of us had played it, but it's called like Mirror's Edge.
Oh, I've heard of it. I've
Yeah,
never
so
played it,
that
but
was a parkour game back in the day.
okay,
So it's like a VR version of that.
gotcha. Okay, interesting. Anyway, the whole reason I brought it up was because they've got a lot of good games like that where it's like um, whatever, you're stationary and you're kind of moving your head,
Yeah, you need something you can move around in.
but not even just that, like a story game to fully bring people in to where it's like, if you played this game, the story's great. You got to try it. Here,
Mhm.
take my headset, try it, and then that is what I think if they had multiple of those games would really branch out VR
Mhm.
because I remember a few years ago, maybe we're just a little have a different experience than everybody else because our buddy was like a half pro Pavlov
He was
player,
pretty much went pro.
and then yeah, something
I
happened.
think he just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. But he used to get sent like, what's that? G Fuel.
G Fuel, yeah.
Yeah, he used to get sent those, a bunch of stuff like that, gaming stuff, for his professional VR Pavlov stuff,
Yeah,
which
he
is
was a
pretty
part of
cool.
a team.
Yeah, which is cool.
It's sick.
So we heard a lot about VR and how like the future and how it was close, but I feel like it hasn't really made any crazy strides recently.
No,
There hasn't been any huge games. I think they've got to do more story games.
they do. I think the next big thing is like obviously the technology's already out. They just got to make it more affordable.
Yeah, well, that's what the Quest is, or I don't know if it's called
Yeah,
the Quest
or
anymore.
the Go,
Well, it's called
Oculus
the
Go,
Meta Quest,
the Meta
not
Quest.
Oculus, because Meta bought Oculus.
That's right.
So the Meta Quest, I mean, it's only like $300. Not, oh, I don't say only, but it's not
It's
like
not super duper expensive.
the PlayStations cost more.
Yeah, PlayStation costs
It
almost
is,
twice as much.
and almost none of the VR games are $60.
No,
I
they're
don't even think
usually like 30, 40 bucks.
I don't even think Half-Life Alyx is $30. I think it's like $40.
It might be.
So, or 60. I don't think it's $60. So, I mean, there's a lot of room to grow for VR.
Yeah, I think the next big thing is like walking treadmills that you have. Like those already exist and you can go to places where you can play games like that. But I think if you can make it to where a lot of people can put it like in their home, that'll be a huge jump for VR.
Would probably make a lot of people a lot healthier.
Yes, that or the haptic suits.
So there are haptic suits, right, where if in the game if you get shot, you'll feel
You'll
it,
feel
right?
it. Yeah.
That's crazy. But it's not gonna like hurt you. It's just like,
No,
oh,
it would probably just like buzz like a controller does.
yeah.
At
I'd
least that's
like
what
to
I
see
think.
that. I actually haven't seen anything on it.
I haven't seen anything in a while about it, so I'm assuming it's either still in the work or they just don't care to work on it right now.
This is something we could possibly work on in the future with our new setup. Being able to bring it up for you guys, this way
Yeah.
you can visualize, kind of like on Joe Rogan, how they do that.
What up, Jamie?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? So, uh, but I'd like to see it myself. Very interested in that type of stuff, and I think it would be sweet. Like everyone have like their own like gaming room, like just for VR.
Dude, Ready Player One?
Yeah, that would be sick.
I think an Oasis type of game would be so cool.
Oh, nobody would play anything else because you can play everything you
No,
want in
yeah,
the
if
Oasis.
you have I think it would be insanely popular if you just had like an RPG where, everybody shares like the same world and you can like go on quests and stuff.
Yeah,
Like obviously you go on quests and like dungeons and stuff with yourself or like with your team, but everyone's got like a central area. And like you can go
central
to
hub.
shops and stuff. You got
Yeah.
like multiplayer, PvP, stuff like that. I think that would be sick.
If you think about the Oasis, it's really just well, the way it's depicted in the book versus the movies,
Yeah,
a
you
little
guys have told me
different.
that it's vastly different.
Oh yeah, it's crazy how different the book is from the movie. It's honestly like a totally different story.
Okay.
Like there's the same checkpoints, but the way you get there is totally different.
Okay.
So anyway, the movie, I'll just do the movie because probably a lot more people have seen it.
Yeah.
But basically, like I don't even know the. It's almost just like real life, and you can just do whatever you want
Okay.
free. I mean, you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they got a
essentially,
bunch of different stuff that you can do and you can just walk around and do whatever.
which is just crazy. You just change the way you look, you do whatever you want. You have your own area, which it would probably in real life it would probably be the same way as like the real world, where oh dude, I've got a prime spot in the central hub area.
Got real estate
Come to my where there would be
in the
there would be
Oasis.
real estate with like
There'd be real
currency,
estate.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
People would probably be like, yeah, I want to move. I don't like it. There's a lot of crowds that come through.
Well, yeah, and then if you really don't like anything you find, you can just generate new terrain.
Yeah, but that terrain would be farther away.
Yeah, it would cost a lot more. Like
I don't
real
know how it
life.
works. Yeah,
Like real life.
like real life. Like, everyone's gonna love it, and then they get in there and be like, "Dude, this is just really real life. I
Sucks.
hate this. So
I
I
hate
gotta
this.
work in the Oasis." You imagine you go to work, you work to get your real money to pay for your real
And then
food,
you
and
come
then you go
home
home
and
and be
get on
like,
another shift.
"Shoot, I gotta clock
I
in."
gotta kill a bunch of goblins, dude. Gotta get some gold today.
That'd be crazy. That'd be funny,
That'd
actually.
be fun. Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we've gotten a little
Little off
off
topic,
topic, but
but
that's okay.
all right.
That's fine. That's the whole
Extend
point
the
of the
episode a bit.
podcast. That is the point of what we do. Is this is what makes it fun?
Yeah.
Is we come in here with a plan, and I feel like
We just
in
have
the
a
first
normal. We just have a normal conversation.
well, yeah, right. But in the first three episodes, think about it. How much have we came in with that we were planning,
Dude, we get like less and less topics every video.
but it's not even just that. The less topics, I feel like well, that makes sense, but we talk like 50% about not stuff we planned about.
Yeah, dude, last episode was our longest episode yet, and we had like that was probably our least amount of topics until we hit this episode.
Yeah. Uh, so it's just kind of funny.
But we still got some good stuff to talk about. We
Well,
always come in with at least 4 or 5 things to talk about.
yeah. What is? But why don't we use this as a breaking point to say what is the next thing
What
we
is our
wanted to
next
bring up?
topic? So yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but we right now let's bring up Invincible.
Sure. Invincible. Bring it on.
So for those who don't know, Invincible is an Amazon Prime show that they adapted from a comic that came out in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 seasons out right now, 8 episodes each, about hour-long episodes.
Mhm.
Very popular. It came out in 2021, and it got really big immediately because there's just
Extremely popular.
the story was very good right from the start, from the first episode.
There's a big cliffhanger in the
Yeah,
first episode.
big cliffhanger at the end of the first episode because I know a lot of people were struggling to like get past the first episode, but after that you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah. Well,
like I gotta find out.
I remember watching the first episode, and you're just kind of watching, and you're like, okay, like so they're
Normal
just
superhero show.
superheroes,
Yeah,
whatever, and then something at the thing at the end happens, and it's like,
crazy,
whoa,
and it only gets
okay,
crazier.
yeah. Well, I actually haven't watched the rest of the season.
You haven't watched season 2?
I haven't watched the rest of season one.
Oh, well, you gotta get on it.
I know, but I don't have Amazon Prime. I watched it at my buddy's house,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and I just never went back over there to watch it. I feel weird going over to someone's house just to watch a show.
Yeah, I mean, no, I did that with these last few episodes of season 2.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, because my buddy was, I was over at his house and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna watch a episode of the show because it had just come out," and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I watched that too." And then from then on, it was like every Thursday when it came out, I was
yeah.
at
Well,
his
that's
house.
different. That's different. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool though. Anyway, so they're making a game, right?
they are making a game. I forgot what the company's called, but it's a AAA company.
They start with
And
an S, super something.
super something, I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
something like
Anyway,
that.
continue.
But I think it's like Sky something, Skybound.
Skybound.
Skybound,
I
that's
knew
the
we'd get
company.
there.
Yeah. So they're developing it, and apparently they're gonna crowdfund it, which is interesting.
Really?
Yeah, but they don't have anything to show for it.
What does that exactly mean? Like,
So that means you know what Kickstarter is, right?
yeah.
Basically, it would be Kickstarter.
Wow.
So you would have to
That's quite
invest.
an interesting way to.
Yeah, from a AAA studio, no less. You would have to donate. I think it's like $100 in order
Dude,
to like
you want me to
crowdfund the
donate
game.
$100
And they don't have anything to show for it. I
and
wouldn't do that.
then donate $100 and
And
then
then
buy it for 60?
Well, no, I'd assume that if you pitched in 100, you'd probably get a deluxe edition of the game.
I hope so.
I would hope so. That's the only way I would think about
But then
investing.
they're not going to make any money.
Well, no, because a bunch of people are going to buy it when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's supposed to be pretty good.
I hope that it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I hear it's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of good developers that are on the team, I've heard,
Okay.
that have been on good projects before.
Yeah.
So let's just hope that they do, a good job this time as well.
Yeah. And, there's good potential. There's been a lot of good anime video games. Like, you play Dragon Ball all the time.
Yeah, so there's a lot of games out for Dragon Ball right now, like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Isn't there a new game coming out?
Yes, there is a new game coming out, new fighting game coming out. There's been
Yeah.
a couple of Dragon Ball fighting games that come out. First there was Xenoverse 1 in like 2014 or 15, then like the year after that was Xenoverse 2. And then after that was Dragon Ball Fighter Z in 2017, and then now they're coming out with Dragon Ball Zero Sparking, I want to say it's
Oh,
called.
okay.
So, while like years and years ago, they came out with a lot of fighting games for Dragon Ball, and it's actually being developed by the studio that made those games. So it's basically like a continuation of that series from like the
Oh,
early
okay.
2000s. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was pretty good. They got a lot of DLC because there's a ton of story to be like covered within a game. So it's definitely interesting to see if they cover the story for like a 20th time in this fighting game.
Or if they do
So
something new.
yeah, but there's been gameplay released recently, and I think it looks so cool. Cause like the last really good Dragon Ball fighting game was just it was like an arcade fighter pretty much.
Kind of
So
like
it
Mortal
was just
Kombat.
yeah, it was like 2.5D. So you had like 3D player models and environments, but you can only move back and forth and up.
Yeah, so just like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, just like Mortal Kombat pretty much.
So what is it like right now in their
Uh,
fighting? Is it
Now
like a 3D
in
area?
Zero Sparking, it's gonna be a 3D area, so you can like fly around everything, shoot these like giant blasts.
That's pretty cool.
When you got two beams come together, you do like a beam struggle, so you gotta like spam your controller
That's
in order to
cool.
win that.
That's pretty sweet.
I think it's gonna be pretty sick. A lot of people are hyped about it.
When is it supposed to be released?
No clue. It just got announced within like a year ago, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
The like teaser came out, so probably within the next couple of years, I would imagine.
Gotcha. Okay.
We'll see though.
Maybe we'll hear something about it at the Summer Game Fest. That
Yeah,
should be coming out soon or starting soon.
that's another thing that
Yeah.
we can talk about.
The Summer Game Fest, for those of you guys who don't know, is sort of the replacement for E3.
It sounds like it from what you
Kind of.
described to me.
Yeah, so basically during COVID, Summer Game Fest began because nobody was able to get together at E3 to get together and show off all these games and do the show.
Hmm.
So it was a bunch of online, basically announcements. And excuse me, I yawn all the time on this podcast. I don't
You
know
do.
why. Anyway, Summer Game Fest, it's continued, and then obviously there was the sad news last year that E3 is done. It's
Yep.
over. There's no more
No
E3.
more E3.
Maybe the kids watching don't even know what E3 is. These guys who don't know, E3 was like a really big gaming event that always happened in like the second or third week of June. What are you laughing about?
Just having to explain what E3 is because there might be people who don't know about it.
There might be.
I don't know, dude. That makes me feel too old.
What if there's not? What if there's a kid watching this that's like 14 and is
What's E3?
yeah, but like what if he doesn't know?
I don't know. He'd probably know if he was 14.
Okay, yeah, if you're 9, think about it. It's 2024. It stopped the last E3
I
was
know.
2019. He was 9. They're probably not going to know.
Maybe, maybe
I didn't
not.
know what E3 was.
True, true, true.
I just like the only thing that I knew was how did that I watched zombie videos
Yeah,
from
that's true.
Ali A. I
Yeah.
didn't know what E3 was. If I heard
I,
him say E3, I probably would have just
eh,
glossed right over it.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
Summer Game Fest, it's kind of replacing it, which it's not like an actual event that you can go to. It's like, a bunch of different, almost like a Nintendo, what are those called? A Nintendo Direct.
yes.
Basically a bunch of those, but for each individual company. Pretty sure PlayStation doesn't even go to those anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they just kind of release their
Yeah,
own
they just do they kind of do a
announcements.
Nintendo Direct now.
Yeah, like a PlayStation Direct.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the summertime Summer Game Fest is coming out, and we should be seeing other game announcements. Hopefully, there's some exciting things. I
Yeah.
want to see some more stuff about this Star Wars Eclipse game.
Yes, we just watched the trailer on that before
I
recording
mean,
this.
it gave me some chills
It gave
watching
me,
that.
dude, it was woo.
It was
It's
exciting.
promising.
I know.
So yeah, it takes place during the High Republic era, which is from 500 to 100 BBY.
Yeah,
So the only person from the movies that's going to be in this game is Yoda.
and we don't even know how crucial of a role he's gonna play.
Yeah, because
Like,
it was just a short clip of him looking out the Jedi Council room windows from the temple.
I kind of wouldn't mind if he had a smaller role.
If he had a
Then you
smaller
can
role, that's
just
fine.
it's kind of like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, how it's all new characters. Yes, they have like references to Obi-Wan and
Mm.
uh, other stuff that happens in the mainline movies and shows and everything like that, but it is its own Star Wars story.
Yeah,
The biggest character that's in it is Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera's in it.
Oh, well, I take it back. Darth Vader is in the game in Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, Fallen Order. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about Eclipse still.
No, not Eclipse. I don't know anything about Eclipse. I just know it's in the High Republic era. Uh, it looked really intense. It looked like a really
Looks
cool
super
war,
cool.
and there was some intense music playing, and there was
Dude,
some
there
guy
was
banging the
some dudes
drum.
banging on drums. I don't even know who they were.
That was awesome. That looked really
That was
cool.
sick.
So excited for that game. Hopefully they announce more because it's just the trailer right now.
Yeah, just the trailer right now, and then they have a website for it that gives a little bit of information about the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, it sounds like we're gonna be playing as several characters with each their own storyline.
Yeah.
So this could be like a GTA type of game,
Sounds
but your
great.
choices affect how the game ends.
Sort of like a Dying Light or like Until Dawn style game.
Yeah,
I've never played Until Dawn.
I played a little bit of it. It was good.
I heard it was super popular.
It was very popular when it came out.
Yeah. Uh, but anyway, I'm excited, and then I hope there's more about Star Wars Outlaws. I don't know if you guys have seen anything about that. You probably know more about it than me.
I don't know that much about it.
Oh, never mind. We'll move on.
Yeah,
If
all I know is that it's a girl and a robot. I think are the main characters.
yeah, I think the biggest thing that they're gonna be announcing, this is just my opinion. I don't know what they're
Mm.
gonna announce. I think they're gonna finally announce this summer the new Nintendo console.
I hope
Don't
they
know
do
if it's
too.
gonna be coming out in November. I feel like that would be a really quick turnaround.
Yeah,
It might come out early 2025.
maybe I could see them trying to make Christmas sales and release like November.
If it's not ready, it's not ready.
Yeah, if it's not ready, it's not
I
ready.
mean, they released the Switch in 2020 or 2017
2017.
during March.
That's true.
Wow, 2017, 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
It's been 7 years since the new Mario game. Well,
Holy.
3D Mario game.
Yeah, 3D Mario game.
Just wild. So, anyway, we're really excited about the Summer Game Fest. I think there's going to be some good announcements. And we'll talk more periodically on the next few episodes of the podcast because we've still got a little bit of time before Summer Game Fest starts. I think it's middle of June is when
Middle
it
of June.
officially begins.
Sounds right.
I think so. That's about when summer starts. So,
Yeah.
makes sense. What else did we want to talk about? Oh, I have the next topic that we
Uh,
wanted to bring up.
okay, good because I blanked.
That would have been awkward. I
It would
toss it
have
over to
been.
you, and you'd be like, "I don't know."
I don't
Thanks,
know. You
me.
tell me, man.
So the next thing we wanted to talk about, it's kind of a bit of a change, and this change has been happening for years. But stuff is finally starting to come down. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing in terms of the gaming industry, but Target recently just announced that it is going to possibly, well, I guess it didn't officially announce, but there's a lot of rumors that they're going to totally step back from physical media, meaning they will not be selling physical video games or physical movies in their stores anymore or online by the end of 2025. And Best Buy already announced that they were dwindling back on physical copies, which, okay, sure, they're probably not making as much money,
Hmm.
but this is a big thing
It
because
is.
people love physical games. It's kind of weird on Steam games, like stuff that's made by, for some reason, stuff that's made by different companies. I don't mind buying on Steam or online,
Hmm.
but Nintendo games, I love having the physical. I always go to the store.
Honestly, I could never see myself downloading a Nintendo game. I would just
No,
go to the store and buy it.
I only did it one time, and that's because there was nowhere you can get Animal Crossing.
That's the only game I have downloaded too.
Exactly. So I like purchasing in store the Nintendo games,
Hmm.
and I normally go to Target. So I just gonna have to go to GameStop and then have them ask me the millions of questions like, "Do you have a rewards card? Do you do this?" Blah,
I
blah, blah.
mean, maybe I'd imagine that Nintendo in that situation would still push for physical copies to be sold at those stores
Maybe.
because those are big sales. That's where both you and I got Tears of the Kingdom on release day.
I remember that. That was
That
a
was
fun
fun.
time. That was a good day.
That was a great
We
day.
got the last two copies.
We did,
That
at
was
least before they restocked, but
still
still, last two copies in the store
at 8 a.m.
at 8 a.m.
That was pretty cool.
I think they open at 8,
Yeah, or whatever. We got there like 8:30, something
8:30,
like that.
whatever.
So anyway, we did that, and I just don't want them to get rid of the physical games.
They shouldn't.
I mean, a lot of people are. I get why they're doing it though, because a lot of people do buy it.
Well, the thing about it is, and this started with like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, is even when you bought the physical disc, you would still have to download the game.
Yeah. So it's
So
super inconvenient.
it is. So it's basically the disc is just a license to play the game.
Exactly.
And
And
with pre-ordering and everything, you could download the game before release date.
I think 2 days before it's released.
2 days before it's released, you could download it, and then once the timer ran out, then you could actually play the game.
I remember Black Ops 3 when it came out. I watched the countdown until midnight, and the moment it hit 0, boom, I clicked it.
I think I woke up at 5 a.m. that morning and I played a round of Shadows of Evil.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it doesn't. It's what I
One
did with Destiny.
Oh my, one of the funniest stories. We're gonna take a sidebar here to tell this story.
Okay, all right.
We were in 7th grade, I think,
It
playing
had to be.
when Destiny came out, and our group of friends was super excited. And we had the old PlayStation app, so you could see who was online. And it was like,
It
I don't
had to
know,
have been like
7:30. It
yeah,
was right before
7:30 in the
school.
morning, so school like was about to start.
Me and my buddy, we were so excited. It was coming out. We're like, today's the day. We're playing it, and we looked online because Lewis wasn't at school, and we looked online, and he was playing. And we're like, that guy skipped school to play, and we got
I
so
can't
mad at him,
remember if I skipped the whole day or if I just came in late.
dude. It doesn't matter. You
Doesn't
woke
matter.
up
I
at
was at
5 a.
home.
You woke
I
up
woke
at
up at
5
5
a.m. to
a.m.
play.
Dude, I think I didn't even set a timer actually, but I think I woke up for the rest of the week at 5
And you
a.m.
still decided to pick a Titan, the worst character.
No,
Titans are
Josh.
the worst character in
No, you
Destiny.
need that weapons light. Came in clutch when we
Well,
did
luckily we
Atheon.
had one for, whenever we did the raids. But everyone knows the Warlocks and Hunter are the best.
No.
Ah, they're the best.
Always go with the powerhouse.
I knew we would get making fun of a Titan on this podcast at some
Nope,
point.
nope. It's the best class.
All right. Anyway, Destiny's a great game if you guys haven't
It's a
checked it
great
out.
game.
But
Well, it was a great game.
yeah, it was a great game. Destiny
I
2.
see a, I see a lot of people. Well, whenever I see like something about Destiny online now, it's just that people, are like not liking playing it anymore.
We don't play it anymore.
Well, yeah, because you gotta. What's stupid about it now is that the game's free, but all the DLC you have to pay like $40 for,
Yeah.
and then everyone's like, I already spent too much money.
Yeah.
Stop playing. So they just keep going.
I get that. But it's the thing about Destiny is it has to be the only game you play.
Yeah.
Which I feel like of recently, and I think it's a better way to go about it. We've been switching up games a lot.
Yeah.
The games, I mean, think about what the games we've been playing. Helldivers.
Mm-hmm.
We've been running our Nuzlocke.
Our Nuzlocke, yeah. And then we've been
Civilization
running
6
Civ
we've been getting
6.
into. That's a great game if you guys haven't checked it out.
Pretty good game.
It took a lot of convincing to get us to buy it.
Yeah, surprisingly, it was me who was the hardest to convince to buy.
Yeah,
Civ.
normally it's me. Normally that's my role.
Mm-hmm.
But then you took a loan from our buddy.
I did. He bought. Well, yeah, he graciously bought the $6 game for me.
And then you paid him back
and then
with a little bit of
Well,
interest.
no, he requested $7 on Venmo, and the memo was like for liking Civ, and I
Yeah.
was like, "There's no interest on that." It was $6, and then I sent him an extra one. I was like, "For being a good friend,"
Yeah.
and then he sent it back to me. So
Oh, he gave you the dollar
he
back?
gave me the dollar back.
So you guys just have a bunch of $1 Venmos?
Yeah,
All right, whatever. That's funny.
it was funny.
All right, we're getting a little
A little off
crazy,
topic, but
that's the
whatever.
whole point of this thing, right? We're
Mhm.
trying to have fun. So I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, the digital sales.
The digital sales.
You wanted to say something about, I don't remember exactly what it was. Something about
Yeah,
how
it
we
was.
don't own the
It was
games.
I believe it was Ubisoft.
Okay.
Says, and I want to say that this is more of like so everybody understands the legal terms of like technically you don't own the game, you just have a license to play it, which technically it's right because they can provoke your ability to play the game if you go against the rules. So technically, you buy a $60 game, first thing you do is break their rules. They can ban you from playing the game,
Really?
and you won't get that $60 back.
What are those rules? Do you know? Did you
No.
get into it?
No, it's probably specific for each game, but I would imagine you break the way you're supposed to act. You don't act right, when you're on the game with people, and they're actually doing this now with game chats and everything. I heard that Overwatch is banning people who swear in voice chat.
Who swear in
Who
voice?
swear in voice chat.
A lot of people would get banned.
A lot of people get banned.
Because even if it's just an accident.
Yeah.
I mean that happens.
No, I think it's stupid. And like I think it's like the FBI and everything is looking into it too.
The FBI is looking into
I've heard-
Overwatch swearing.
I've seen not Overwatch swearing, but like game chat in general, which I think is stupid.
Unless
There's a lot
they
worse stuff going on out there than game chat, man.
The only way that that would be like make sense
Mhm.
is if they think there's some terrorist action going on and
Yeah,
they're speaking
which
through
there's
voice chat because
none.
it's not monitored.
If anything, monitor like I don't know Discord. Nobody's gonna hey let's hop on the game to discuss this plan.
If the FBI is actually doing that, they need to start taking away some of my taxpayers because I don't want to pay taxes for. Anyway, we are getting way.
Wait, whoa.
We can't be talking about
We
that
can't be
stuff.
talking about this stuff on here.
Anyway, oh my gosh, that
No,
was.
but it's just it's a whole thing and it's stupid, I
Oh
think.
my gosh, dude, we gotta get. Oh, we let us know
That
if you
like
guys.
that hit me like whoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us know if you guys were interested in doing this. We were thinking about doing something about like getting a whiteboard or
Getting a
something.
whiteboard, mark how many times Moss yawns
Yeah,
in a
no, dude.
podcast.
Well, we definitely have to get accounted
Tune
for
into
that.
episode 20 and it's got like 50 marks on it.
Over under on how many times I yawn per episode. It's 3.5.
Dude, if people start betting on how much you yawn,
That'd be
what you
funny.
got in the over under for this week's episode?
Oh my gosh. But
That'd be interesting.
something like that, and we can do other things like however many times you do something stupid or
How
whatever.
many times? Yeah, I do something
Figured it out.
stupid. We'll
But
find something stupid that I do.
something we could add to the or anytime we just go on some stupid tangent.
Yeah, like just now.
Well, yeah, like an old story. That's an old story.
If we
Mark
tell
it.
an old story on the podcast, that's a drink.
And one day we did want to do
Drinking.
a drinking
Drinking
podcast,
podcast.
which would be fun. Like not like we're just drinking, but it's like it's almost like we play a drinking game.
Play like a drinking game throughout the podcast.
Oh,
It
you
could be
yawned. That's a shot.
whether it could be like that or it could be like cards or we could I don't know, play game of Catan on
Yeah,
here.
play Catan right here while we're doing the podcast. We're talking about Sonic, and then it's like, by the way, you got a brick? Oh, that would be funny.
Don't you dare cut me off right there. Don't you build a road.
Oh, I did yesterday.
That's my
Played
port.
Catan.
Yeah, first thing you did it was block me off.
You were in my area.
I settled there first.
If you guys haven't played Catan and you don't know what the heck we're talking about, absolutely great game.
Absolutely
I'd
play it.
recommend great, fun time to play with your buddies. You can even play online, but it's a
can.
great board game to get with your buddies on like a whatever Thursday night, little
Thursday,
game night.
Friday night, it's great.
Yeah.
You want to kill like an hour or more?
Yeah,
Go ahead and play Catan.
good time. So, anyway, I think is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
A little bit of a retro game of the week going.
Retro game of the week? Yeah. Okay, so it's my turn, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm interested to hear this.
My turn. So I had two games that I wanted to bring up. I'm not
Okay.
gonna bring up two. I'm gonna save one for the next time I do it.
Yeah.
So the one I told you about that was 2008 ish. That's a yawn for you.
That is a yawn for me.
Marking
Mark that one off the
we're
board.
marking that. Anyway, the one that's around 2008. If you guys, for those of you guys that don't know, I guess we should mention what the retro game of the week is. If people are new to the podcast, people don't know what it is.
Okay.
Retro game of the week. It's every
Oh,
week.
yeah.
We met.
I thought you meant people might not know the game.
No. People don't know. Like
Retro game of the week. Is this your
Yeah.
first time tuning in?
Yeah, first time tuning in. Each podcast we do a retro game of the week. Maybe we should call it retro game of the episode since we don't do these every week.
Yeah.
But retro game of the week, I like it. Sounds
Yeah.
better. Basically, one of us, it's my turn, recommends or just says a game that we used to play back when we were a kid, and maybe it reminds you guys of some nostalgia when you played it when you were a kid, or if you never played it, check it out. Go buy it or get an emulator, whatever. Download it. And our criteria is 15 years, so it's 2024 right now, so it's got to be 2009 or before.
2009 and prior.
I told him the game I had picked was 2008. That's when it came out. That was what I was originally going to say, but I switched it. I'm going to do a game that's a little older, Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Ooh.
That is my favorite Smash game, and I think it's a lot of people's favorite Smash game.
It is a lot of people's. There's still tournaments for it to
Mhm.
this day.
People say it's better than Ultimate, or like it's the best one for specific. There's a lot of
There's a
people-
lot of stuff in there, dude.
Yeah, so people still play it, and there's so many reasons as to why it's better. But I just remember I used to play it a lot when I was a kid, and it was a good time. And Ultimate is a great time.
Ultimate's a great time.
But we were talking about Summer Game Fest when we were doing this, and I thought to myself, maybe they're gonna release a new Smash Bros. Game because it's been like 7 years since the last one came out too.
I don't know.
I don't know who's the director of it.
Sakurai.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to.
I don't know if he
continue.
wants to do another one because there's so many people on this one. This might be the definitive. Like, you want this many people, you go ahead and play this one.
Yeah, I mean it is a great one. But Melee, I used to love playing Melee when I was a kid.
No, I played Melee as a kid too.
Yeah, you try to unlock all the characters. It's a fun time. So if you guys haven't played it, or I don't know, I feel like everyone's got.
Everyone's probably played, or at
unless
least
you're
heard
the
of it.
14-year-old kid who doesn't know who E3 is.
Yeah, probably.
Then you haven't played Melee. Then you should download it, or get it, or buy it, or whatever. Anyway, it's a fun time. Play with your buddies. Get a little bit of fighting in, and you just play some old retro characters. I guess they have them all in Ultimate now.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a good selection, and it brought back a lot of memories. My cousin and I used to play that game all the time. He was like 8, and I was like 4, and he would just destroy me.
Whoop you.
Oh yeah, he would kick my butt. But it was a good time. My dad would yell at me, say I play the game for too long.
Heard enough of that as a kid too.
Yeah, right. So anything else you wanted to add?
Nah, I mean, not really. You just kind of covered it. I mean, not too much to talk about.
Yeah. So that is the retro game of the
Retro
week.
game of the week.
Uh, if you guys did enjoy this podcast, I think we're gonna cut it off here.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you disagreed with any of us, or if you want to comment on some of our stupid stories, like
Yeah.
whatever the yawn counter.
Yawn counter. We should definitely start doing
We're
that.
definitely gonna start the yawn counter.
Oh yeah.
Or if you have any other news that you think we should talk about in the next podcast, please be sure to comment down below and then like and subscribe if you want to check out more and give us any support. So, with that, we're going to sign off and thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the 5th episode of the ALMD podcast. See you guys.
See you next time.